Planet Zoo is an incredible game where you're able to build the most realistic, the most beautiful habitats ever. And I really want to talk about the top 5 animals to build for in Planet Zoo. These are animals that have interesting habitat layouts that really challenge you to think outside the box and really push you to think a lot more about what you're building and how to make it better for the animals. Now, while I will be talking about relatively real-world mechanics, a lot of the times, I know so many of you guys play franchise and challenge mode and play with all the settings on and stuff like that, so this will kind of apply to you guys as well, but this is just my personal opinion as a predominantly sandbox player, as for the animals that are the most fun to build for in Planet Zoo. Starting off our list at number 5 is Hoofstock. Now, in case if you guys are new here, I particularly don't like to build for Hoofstock. It's just a personal thing. I just don't really enjoy the challenge of building for them. But that's not to discredit them. Hoofstock enclosures can look incredible once you make them. Whether it be for the oryx, for rhinos, for deer, it's all the same. But I think there's such beauty in that. Just being able to capture these wonderful vistas, whether you're looking through a beautiful dense forest, or if you're looking across a beautiful wide savanna, you really have all the options in the world to go crazy with this, and create these interesting dynamic habitats for these oftentimes overlooked animals. Number 4 on our list is small animals in general. I know many people might not like the Twilight DLC for the amount of smaller animals that we got in that pack. However, when you build for the red fox, when you build for the raccoon, when you build for the armadillo, when you build for the meerkat, prairie dog, all of those present their own challenges, wherein you're building a much smaller area, and you get to pack in a lot more detail. Whenever I do build for these guys, I always feel so enriched, just taking out all the stops, just working in these small, tiny, confined areas, and really getting super interested in how do they work for the animals? How would it work for the staff? How would it work for the guest itself? I really do enjoy the challenge of this, and I bet you guys will too, if you have never done it before. Number 3 on our list might throw some people off, but it's primates. Primates are incredible. I really do enjoy just watching them at zoos, and that is because of excellent exhibit design. When you go to the zoo, take note at how the primate frames and climbing structures are made. They're oftentimes used with a whole bunch of different materials, oftentimes whatever the keepers or whatever the staff have to work with. And whether it be fire hose, whether it be rope, whether it be logs, or whether it just be metal, you have so many options to create these beautiful dynamic habitats that really these primates can go explore. Whether you're building for the big massive gorilla, where they don't really use too much climbing frames, but they still enjoy to climb and stay arboreal from time to time, or if you're building for animals that are always arboreal, such as the capuchin monkey, or if you're building for something, say for example, the orangutan or the siamang. It's always super fun, and it's always super rewarding to build these giant dynamic climbing frames and really watch these animals explore them. It's so enriching, not only for the animals themselves, but also for you as a builder. Oftentimes whenever I do build for primates, I'm often engaged in just what makes these structures so sound, what makes these animals want to explore every single facet of it, every single branch, every single tree. It's just super rewarding. Number 2 is one that I feel like all of us tend to enjoy, and that's making big cat enclosures. Now, while these are either outfitted with hot wire or just completely netted over, big cat enclosures are always some of the most fun ones to make. They're not only at the same time are they large exhibits, but they're also dynamic. They bring in all of the fun of climbing frames, of primates, a little bit of semi-aquatic if you're working with tigers, and just those beautiful vistas that you're able to get with hoofstocks as well. It's always super engaging as well to build indoors for big cats as well, especially if your zoo is in a much more colder area and your big cats need to come inside for the winter. It's always super fun just to be able to build those very intricate indoor enclosures, and it's just super fun to begin with. I really do enjoy building for these guys. But most of all, what I think everyone enjoys across the board is building semi-aquatic habitats. Semi-aquatic habitats are always some of the most beautiful, some of the most engaging habitats in the game. Whether you're building for penguins or if you're building for saltwater crocodiles, you can always have so much fun whenever it comes to really developing what the guests are going to see, how much of the water they see, and where of the water they will see. You can build from above the water, you can build from below the water, and have the not fish, we don't have fish in the game, but see the penguins kind of like gliding across the player. You could build on the side and have a bird's eye view right into an underwater seascape. The possibilities are endless, and that's what exactly makes these underwater semi-aquatic habitats my absolute favorite things to make in the game. But what do you like to build for? We all have different tastes. I'm sure some people out there enjoy building for Hoofstock. I'm sure there are people out there who absolutely die to build for primates. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say, so what's your favorite thing to build for in Planet Zoo? Let me know in the comments down below, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Take care, and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Goodbye now.